Welcome everybody to the Monday, August 4th Select Board meeting. Will you join me in saying the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Okay, first up are the warrants, and Brian, you have the general fund warrants for the past couple of weeks.
All right, general fund warrant here, one of those, the ones that has a lot of annual one-time fees in it, but this is dated August 1st this year, obviously. Total amount is $314,640.87. As always, I always point out how much is going to health insurance that we're paying. So about 12% of that total amount, or almost 39,000, is just for health insurance. This next set here are all one-time charges here. So, and they make up almost 80% of the total general fund warrant this time. First one is about 174,000 to the St. Albans Library. About 25 or exactly 25,000 is for the St. Albans Museum. 21,000 is for FCIDC and Northwest Planning combined. And then a total of $28,200 is for the local charities that we often spend a lot of times talking about during budget season. So a total of $28,200 for local charities like Vermont Adult Learning, Vermont Family Network, Samaritan House, VNA and Hospice, Vermont Center for Independent Living, Martha's Kitchen, Lori's House, Friends of Northern Lake Champlain, Franklin County Senior Center, Care Partners, Adult Daycare, and H-Well. It's a total of 11 of them. That said, I would make a motion to pass a general fund warrant in that amount of $314,640.87.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Amanda, you have the two payroll warrants.
Yes, I have a payroll warrant from July 14th through the 20th, and it's in the amount of $59,272.65. And this includes the month-end retirement reconciliation. And then I also have a payroll warrant for July 21st through the 27th in the amount of $31,578.77. I make a motion to approve these warrants as presented.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, Jack, I think you got three miscellaneous warrants over there.
Yep. Go with the easy one first. Stonehouse warrant in the amount of $30,105.21. And
Jack, did you say 30,000 or 3,000?
3,105.
All right, thank you. Just make sure I didn't miss any.
And the next one is only $248,238. That's for stormwater utility, and that's engineering stuff and the two construction outfits that are working on the culvert replacements.
Mhm.
And the last one is infrastructure development warrant in the amount of $132,016.50, which is also for payment to the construction outfits working on the two big culverts, Fairfax Street and Friendship. I move we approve these as presented.
Yep, second that.
Awesome. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, in your packet, you have the minutes from July 22nd. And you also, Corey stuck in the packet, or Jen, stuck in our packet, the director's meeting minutes that are in there also. That was very helpful and informative. See what goes on in-house. Having said that, would somebody like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
So move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment. Is anybody here to make a public comment? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, hearing none, we're gonna move forward. Impact fee waiver request, Mike Goslin's here. Mike, come on up. And Jeff, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hey.
I can.
Are you comfortable from running the meeting or do you want me to have Brian run it?
Could you have Brian run it? Cause I am having some technical difficulties out here in the
Okay.
middle of nowhere, Utah.
Okay, thank you. I'm recusing myself from this conversation, item number 5.
All right. Mike, how you doing?
Good. How are you
Good.
folks?
Good.
So I'm here to ask for a waiver of it's an impact fee that I'm asked to pay for 30 Swanton Road. Because the zone was changed. Well, I should start back. I was cited with a zoning violation, probably everybody's aware of over there. And then working through that, they have changed the uses over there. So I had to come in and do the change of use. And in that process, the zoning administrator said that I got to pay $2,800 for an impact fee. So when I bought that property, there was 2 properties there. One was a duplex, one was a house. I tore the house down, built the mini storage, tore the duplex down, and put up the new office building that's there. So one, impact fees were already paid on those properties prior to me owning the building. I paid over $20,000 in permitting and fees with the town to have those properties there. And plus,
Can I ask you, Mike, just where you're going? You mentioned you already paid the impact fees. Did you pay them or were they kind of?
so they're already paid for that property, but I did pay the fees that were requested of me when I did this building, which was, for the building permits for both buildings and fees.
Mhm.
So whether there was an impact fee, I don't know that for sure. I can't be honest, I can't honestly say.
Sure.
But the fees to do that project were over $20,000, which I paid. I've increased that property tax value, into the town, and the taxes between those 2 properties are well over 20 grand. So I've done a lot for the town, as well as myself. I don't see where the impact fee should come into play just because the use of the building, that you guys have changed the use of the building, like you can do other things there. Basically, I'm doing right now the same as what I was doing prior, but the uses change. And so for me to be able, if I wanted to have an apartment up there, I have to pay this fee according to the zoning administrator, which I said, what is this for? She says, well, the change of impact. And I said, well, what's the change of impact? And she said, well, police and fire. And I said, okay, that's fine. So I went to the fire department. I've got a letter here from Matt Mulheron. I went to the police department. Both departments have said there is no change of impact from what I was doing before, possibly less because I did away with a house that would have had services needing. I mean, nothing's really provided to me by the town. So, what's the impact? So I paid a lot of money. I'm asking to say,
Yeah.
can we waive this?
Yeah, I think Mike, and this is my understanding, and I of course, unfortunate Corey had to
Right.
depart here because he knows a lot of this. So my understanding is our impact fees, any new construction, right? Impact fees. When I think I started on the board about 5 years ago, and we had one of these too, because it's a little bit of a gray area, right? If you have an existing property and it's changing, right? We looked at this a few years ago, and what we looked at was kind of, I don't remember the exact number, 4 or 5 different items. You just mentioned them, right?
Yep.
Emergency, recreation, things like that. Again, I don't know if it was the right precedent for us to do at that time, but we looked at those things and just said, all right, what was there? What's changed?
Yeah.
Is there, some new impact that's not there? I don't know if that's the right way for the board to go if we want to look at that, but just so I understand the facts, when you bought it, there was a duplex in the house. Can you
It was
just tell me
already a rental. That's correct.
What year was that approximately?
I think these permits are from 2020.
Okay, so 2020. So that's certainly after impact fees were instituted. And then in 2020, you tore the house in the
Yeah, and I got the permit to
duplex
do that,
down.
these new
Yep.
projects.
And so the new building that these impact fees were for are what kind of a building? Just an office with now it has an accessory.
Does massage, and the upstairs was people that I put in the building to watch the site.
Yep.
I had an elderly man that was there for a while, and he moved away to North Carolina. And now I had 2 young men. I have one now there. but came in to do this process that because the zone has changed and you can now have apartments. So I can have either or at any, any time, change of use.
Gotcha.
I could have an apartment up there now. The whole thing was staying overnight. The questionable part was staying.
I'm not even sure we need to,
Okay.
I don't even think we need to discuss that.
So,
My understanding, right?
so my question, Mike,
Hold on one second, Jeff. Hold on.
Yeah.
Jack had a question or was clarifying something. Yeah, or I think any kind of new construction. And then when there's a change of, I think so, like if you're putting a commercial building in, I believe. Now, I think what Mr. Gosselin's talking about is buying a property that had two buildings on it. And we're now, you tore those down and built something new on it.
Right.
I think that's what we're looking at.
I'll give an
And I did
example.
want to point
After
out too,
that, if
my,
you'd let me.
I just want to point out too, my understanding is that the select board can waive them. So I don't think anyone else could have
Right.
done that. You're in the right place.
When I built 1689 Fisher Pond Road, there was a house there that was somewhat abandoned for a little while. Not really, but the lady had gone to the nursing home. So I bought that one when I came in to get my permit because I tore that one down and I put up a new one. I didn't have to pay an impact fee because it had already been paid. So that's kind of where I'm
Yeah,
coming
I
from.
think
It's been
that's-
done before because it's already been paid. So I just,
But those houses predated impact, fees, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, which is they've
so
grandfathered in, I suppose.
yeah, so I'm just saying that when I did residential before, they've waived those because we took one down and put one up. And it was new construction and I didn't have to pay an impact fee before.
Let me get, Jeff, did you have a question? Go ahead.
yeah, well, I think my question revolves around you got, my understanding is correct. You got a certificate of occupancy for the person that was going to watch your property. And,
Well, I was going to get to that. Yes.
but I think at that time, and I don't know if I know this thoroughly, but I think if there was going to be an impact fee assessed, it should have been in an effort to retrieve an occupancy permit. You'd have to pay an impact fee to get that. And if you got the permit,
I do.
it seems like the time to assess the fee would have been at that time. Like,
Correct.
because you didn't, with the change in the bylaw, it didn't change any of your permit. You didn't receive a new permit, did you?
Nope. No, I did not.
So I guess I'm a little bit confused
Well,
about
If I can just speak a second, because I was
Go ahead.
going to bring this up, just about the CO. So there's two properties there, 30 and 40, okay? And I keep being told that this certificate is for just 30, and that I never got our certificate for the mini storage. So about 2 years ago, the zoning administrator called and said, look, the project's done. You've got to have cross consulting and engineering come down and certify that this is built according to the site plan.
Mhm.
So I called Peter Garso and I said, I'm confused because I have the certificate of occupancy here, and this is 30 and 40 Swanton Road, which is both my properties. In the first paragraph, it says buildings, doesn't say buildings, says buildings. I'm assuming that I was always under the assumption that this is for my project, that it was certified. It might be a clerical error, I don't know, but it does have 30 and 40, and it does have buildings and not building. So I'm assuming the fees I paid were for both when I got this CO. And P. Garso said, Mike, when you asked me to call, we don't do that. He goes, that's not our job to go and look at a project and say, he said, we do the site plan. But he said, when you're getting a CO, he said, we don't have anything to do with that. I said, well, I don't know. I'm being told they want you to sign off on the CO that the project's built to the site plan. He goes, it's not my job. It's what they do. He said, they have to be capable of going around and looking at everything and looking at the site plan that you presented take their measurements, and if there's a problem, then they got to get back to us and we'll have to discuss it. I said, okay. I said, but again, they're asking for this again, even though I have a certificate of occupancy. Can you help me out? He said, yes, I'll send something down there. So he did. He sent something down about 2 years ago. And then just recently, when I was going through this violation, I got an email, and so this was Megan Sherlin to start with the first time.
Yep.
And then AJ had sent me one and said, well, you have a certificate for the house, the little red building, but you don't have a certificate of occupancy for the whole project, because Peter Garso never got back to me and signed off on this. I said, yes, he did. I have the email. And I said, I can have him resend you that stuff. If you didn't see the email and you didn't see what he sent, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
She said, well, it's not, you don't have a CO for that property, so you've got to go back through this. I said, so what do you need now? She goes, I need Peter Garso to sign off on this site plan that for the CO in order to give you the CO. But I already have the CO
Mhm.
with the proper addresses. So like, I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
jumping these hoops. And I don't,
Mike, and I'm, listening to Jeff, and I know Jack's been through these a few times too. I mean, I'm just gonna go back to, my understanding of it, and I don't know if the CO has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But the idea, again, my understanding with the impact fees, new construction's real easy, right? You build a new,
Mhm.
10-unit place, there's gonna be new impacts on recreation, the school district, all these things. And again, maybe Corey could shed some more light. But what I'm looking at here is you've got a property that's been there for quite a while.
Long time.
Right. And we've, the new building or so that's gone up, that's replaced a duplex and replaced a house. This is one of those ones where I think, we look at it, is there a more impact on the community? I mean, from what I can see right now, I don't see that. Police, I know, I don't know if you remember, if they mentioned to you, this is where I would ask Corey, but police and fire, recreation, I think school. What is it? Road department. Okay. Was there another one? I think there were 5, right?
The library.
Okay. Library, public, public safety, so to speak, and recreation. So I'm just gonna, in my own head, walk through, I'm just talking out loud, but is that building that you have now more of an impact on the roads than what it was before? I guess I don't see that. School, I don't believe so. The library, doubtful, right?
We also went from 10 bedrooms.
Well,
down
that's
to
what I'm saying.
Possible 2.
You're not gonna get a refund, so don't.
No,
don't
no,
go
I'm just
there.
saying,
No,
I'm just saying, we went from 10
I'm just
bedrooms
kidding.
down to a possible 2 or 2 opposites.
Yeah, exactly. And then public safety and then recreation. So this is, when these waivers come up, new construction,
Yep.
I'm not sure there's a whole lot of anything to look at with new construction, but
Right.
with something like this, a property having essentially from what you're telling me, 2020 till now, there was a duplex and a house. And then now there's these other buildings. I'm not sure, in my mind anyway, unless someone can bring up some reasons otherwise, where these are going to have a huge impact.
Right.
I can walk out of there without giving them a check for the impact.
Well, so you're correct that you cannot get an impact fee here. You can't get a CO here unless the impact fees have been paid. I know that for a
I have
fact.
to get the permit.
So-
I paid them when I got the permit.
Yes, and that is the rule, but I have it, so I've paid it, is what I'm saying.
CO, don't girl or whatever would come out, flush the toilet and make sure the water
Yeah.
runs and then give you the CO. So why is it different for him?
Exactly. I'm gonna give these to the board as
questions
well,
or
so that you guys
comments?
have these letters on your file and.
At the time he got his permit, it must be they didn't figure he needed one.
I don't know. Again, I'm just going back to what the property was and.
Yeah, and they have come, it was Megan, and I think AJ came with her, but she wasn't the zoning administrator. Megan was zoning administrator at the time, because I know they both came
That would-
together.
That would be.
They took pictures inside the house. They went through the whole property and walked all the property and looked at the building. So, I mean, they visited my site and they've done what they need to do and
The other thing I don't get is why the engineer had to sign off that everything was done right.
well, they don't want to because that's not their job to sign off for a CO. You know, that's what Pete Garso said. He said, we don't want to get in this habit. He goes, I'm doing it for you because you're a good customer. I'll make the phone call and go down there. He goes, but that's what they're supposed to know how to do is to go around and that's their job, not my
That's their
job.
to Go and look at the site.
Right.
I mean, they went through all the approvals. And, you know, if they're in there and they know how to read a site plan, they can walk around and see if it's done right. I mean, this is kind of weird. I don't know.
Jeff, any comments or questions?
I have some, I'm just trying to put the timeline together, but it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but outside of this impact fee, you have all the proper paperwork, you've paid all the permits, and you're operating in the eyes of the town legally on that location.
Correct.
That's a true statement, right?
That is a true statement.
So yeah, I think the board just needs to look at, you know, in this situation, does it make sense to waive the fee based on um based on the impacts, but also I think a little bit based on that you already have your occupancy permit. I don't understand how you got that without paying an impact fee. That's the thing I'm hung up on. Like you shouldn't have got a certificate of occupancy unless you had paid all the money that you owed the town at that time. And I don't quite understand how the town can come back later and say, "Oh, you owe us more money." I think I'm a little confused about that.
Okay. So normally I might ask Corey or Jonathan if this is something we want to table and wait. I'd love to, or if we're ready to.
They, the guy had his occupants.
Oh, I know. I'm just,
Done being
I just want to do the will of the board here, Jay.
I'm ready
Unless
to
someone.
make a
would like to
motion
make a
about it.
motion. Sure, go ahead.
I move to waive the impact fee
Thank
for Mr. Goslin.
Second.
All right. Jeff, I'll listen for you too, but all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Or nothing. Thanks, Mike.
So can I leave these, maybe you guys can get them?
You certainly can. Certainly can. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
All right. Now I will recall Jonathan back up if he would like to come. In the meantime, we're on to number 6. Wait, yes, John, till Jonathan sits down, I'll keep going. So.
He does a good job. How's it going? You, John? Good. I just have a few errors and omissions
Mhm.
to go through. The first one, my mistake in my rookie haste, I came back from an inspection, put it in the system, it was all great, but it was after April 1st. So that was my bad.
Mhm.
I'm just asking to have that bill changed back to pre-April 1st value. The second one's just a parcel that's being billed twice on one parcel, but one of the parcels was kept open. It should have been inactive. For some reason it wasn't, so I'm just looking to make that inactive. He's paying both property taxes for both parcels on one bill. So just to remove that. The third one is a home 2 doors down, burned down. The fire was in February. The owner notified us in June 26th. We changed the property value to 20% complete, as you know, the foundation is intact and whatnot, but the house is a total loss. And the value of the property stayed the same. So just looking to change that value in the 25 as built. And the fourth one is a personal property, Edward Jones, that I moved out of the town in March of 2024. They did send us a letter. I saw that letter, saying they were moving out. They did pay last year's property tax. It was only 70 something dollars last year. But they informed me that they, had moved and don't want to pay the 2025 bill. So
Can I just ask you on that last one? So does someone else own it and someone else is paying the property tax?
the company as a whole moved from the town to
Yeah,
the
I know,
city.
yeah, by the library, yeah.
Yeah, and so last year they just got the bill and paid it for whatever reason. They didn't say anything last year, but this year they notified me to.
Yeah,
to
but I'm
remove
saying
that.
they had a building, I
Must
assume,
have
or were they
rented.
just
I
leasing?
don't think they own the bill. No, it's just personal property. It wasn't the
Gotcha,
property
Gotcha.
taxes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
why I was gonna say, I mean, if they don't know it, well, someone
Yeah,
else
no,
does,
no,
right? So, Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Makes sense.
And then I had a question, just the 40 acres and a boat, the one that burned down.
Yes.
Do they have plans to rebuild? I only asked because nobody even knows who owns it. Cause I called the town like after they purchased it to find out who they were, cause they left personal property by the road for months on end.
Oh,
And the
okay.
town didn't even know who they
They-
were.
Yeah, I believe they do. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ask you. Okay,
Yeah, and they do have plans. I've seen trucks there recently, so
okay.
I think
Mhm.
they've started that process.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, I'd make a motion that we accept the changes and the errors and omissions submitted, I guess, today or whatever the date.
For the
was,
fourth day
here.
of August, 2025.
There we go.
Anybody want a second? Perfect, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Perfect. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, Kevin, come on up.
Should be an easy one.
Yeah, it seems so. It's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. I've seen that verbiage before.
Yeah, so requesting a minor change to a sentence in our procurement policy under the section of federal procurement. This was a result of the DEC, Vermont DEC, who facilitated our grant on the Tanglewood project, did a compliance audit and came back with two recommendations. Both of them were involved us checking whether or not the entities working for us have been debarred or suspended from working on federal or state grants. So our construction contract had a self-verification. So the contractor, which is allowed, provided their own verification that they weren't debarred, but our engineering contract didn't have that. So we went in, we checked both entities. They were both obviously not debarred, provided that information. But the other recommendation from DEC was that we update our procurement policy or whatever training materials we have to, catch that in the future. And so that's what the recommendation is to include a sentence that, the town employee responsible charge of a federal aid project checks the sam.gov and the state debarment list to make sure that those entities aren't. And so you have to check the company, but also whoever is the primary point of contact. And so it's actually pretty unusual for the company in Vermont to
Yep.
be debarred, but it does happen. That's it.
Yeah, so if you have an attorney, you should make sure they have a license.
Yep.
If you go to a dentist, you should make sure they're a dentist.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of fits in that
Yep.
category, so,
Yep.
yep. Perfect.
Okay, having said that, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the federal, what is that?
Yeah, it's section whatever.
Section B5
Yep.
to the personnel policy.
So moved.
Thank you, Jack.
Yep. Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, that was easy. Good night.
Thank you.
And we're gonna be on hold for 2 minutes.
Would you mind then, Kevin, giving us
Well, yeah.
just for an update on the
Update on
Fairfax
Tanglewood.
and French Hill? Yeah, well, you don't have to go too long.
Yep.
Just 5-10 minutes.
Perfect. I just want to make Fairfax, French Hill.
Yeah, just 5-10
5
minutes,
minutes,
just to.
Fairfax Street went out there today, backfilling. They got the head wall structures in, backfilling well. And plan is to pave on Friday,
So can I
So-
go that on the way home? Can I go up through there?
not yet.
Not Even if I got a hell of a start?
Yeah,
There is a hill, little pile there.
yeah,
Dukes the Hazard.
yeah, so that's moving right along, and you had the first pay request in your packet tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
The paving, like, I talked to him this morning, paving Friday, but paving can be finicky, weather dependent.
So it should be done in a week though, right?
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah, and
yeah.
Fairfax are on French Hill. They got their wing walls set. Started backfilling. We could actually by foot cross one side, the excavation to the other at this point. They're excavating, backfilling up. They think they'll also be up completely backfilled by the end of this week. And the paving on that project hasn't been nailed down yet. So both projects are going well.
Is there more paving that's gonna happen in that back section also?
So French Hill, while we had the road closed, our crews did a number of ditching, culverts, a couple cross culverts, did some tree trimming while it was quiet up there. Once we get that French Hill culvert done, backfilled and paved, further down the road from, what is it, west?
Westfield.
Yeah,
Mhm.
up to where we stopped last year, we're doing a full depth reclamation, so that's,
Oh, Dana says.
yeah.
Yep.
Bow magging, so they grind up the top 12, 18 inches, compact that, and then repave, and that treatment's worked pretty well so far. But,
That section you did before was decent, really good.
yeah, it's held up pretty well. So it's busy year on French Hill.
Yep.
And then once we get that done, we're going to line string. So hopefully that'll be it.
It's actually one,
But
just
you,
one
you
more.
open them roads
Oh.
before you pave them. though, right? So people can-
That's what I was gonna ask. When will traffic be able to go back?
Yeah,
there?
so
Help compact it.
I Munson thought that they might have French Hill open this Friday,
Mhm.
without paving.
Yep.
So I think if they had it backfilled on Thursday and they weren't gonna pave to Friday or Saturday, we would maybe make a engineering decision about whether to keep the road closed, but I don't wanna get ahead of ourselves either.
Yeah. And when they do start paving with the reclamation
Yeah.
process, will traffic still be able to get through at that point,
Yeah.
or is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
typical.
Thank
Well,
you.
it's more than a typical paving project because we're going
Yeah.
right down to grinding everything up, not overlaying. Because,
Yeah, fixing
but,
it,
yeah,
rebuilding. Thank you.
yep. And Clyde Allen is advertised the stormwater project, and that bid openings are this Friday.
What time?
Yep.
Mhm.
What time?
Oh,
No, it's close.
I have to check.
Is it here or is it DPW?
Public opening at the town hall area. Yeah. Yeah, I have to check the time, but.
Hmm.
11.
Okay, thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And
it. Thank you.
Alon, thank you for that tour we had last
Yeah.
week. It was very informative, been hearing all this stuff. Now we actually got to see it.
Yeah,
I hope we can continue that.
yeah,
All
absolutely.
these projects, yeah.
They're big projects.
Yeah.
Both of them are sizable excavations, so.
I was wrong, it was 1.
It's 1?
1.
Okay, 1 PM,
Which day?
Friday.
Right.
Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
That's, we had to town manager's report. You could probably do other business.
Oh, thanks.
You could probably go through other business.
Well, we can skip around.
We could
We can
could
make a motion.
propose a change and we could pass that. right? If you want to do something
we
different. I
can-
know we really need three on the next couple. right?
Do the next select board meetings, get all that stuff.
Did I change it to the fourth or just put the date of the fourth?
Yeah,
Says-
yeah.
Just put the date.
Put the days.
You see what you're doing. That gives you what you need.
Jeff, I'm not sure if you heard before. Corey had to step out and just do some quick testimony. So he should be back anytime.
Yeah, I spoke with them earlier today and got that from him. So I
Gotcha.
have an
Okay.
idea about what's going on.
Wanted to make
So,
sure you understood why we were waiting.
yeah, no, I'm good.
How's Utah?
Hot, hot. Well, not right now. We're in the mountains, but I think I'm in like Huber City. I don't even know where it is. It's it's an hour east of Salt Lake City, which is where we're trying to get to this evening.
Oh, nice.
No, it's been really good. It's amazing. It's a very different landscape. Different. It's super dry and hot, which is very different than home.
Very arid, just like Colorado is.
Yeah, we were in Colorado today.
Lucky.
Building. Very slowly, yeah.
It's just staying inside.
You stayed inside?
I think yesterday might have been more, I don't know, looking like it's.
Well, yesterday we were by River Junction. It was better now.
Yeah, here it was, I think it was worse yesterday here, because you could barely, you couldn't even see across the thing. That's the sun was that. 19. Okay. Do you have the duties? I hated it. That was the. Stuff that we are. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's just. I guess this should do. Oh, those two. Yeah. But he's, I think he paid 2 years. That always seemed like. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that, we're gonna talk about that. I don't, hey, what were impact we put into place? Oh, shit, 20 years ago?
19.
Actually, if we're gonna.
60. Yeah. Again, since the late eighties.
Would somebody like to make a motion to recess the select board meeting for 10 minutes?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Just so we Somebody would like to make a motion to reconvene as, well, no, we're not reconvening.
Resume, I
Oh,
think.
just
Resume.
resume the select board meeting.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Okay, here we are. This fine lady want to come up and do a public comment because she missed the public comment section and she asked me if she should come up and I said, she sure can.
I did public.
Just state your name for the record.
Nicole Paquette from Harbor View Drive. And our development has just recently learned about a new development that's being planned, which is adjacent to Harbor View. And it borderlines starts on Parsons Street and then uses that whole field.
Yeah, in between them, right?
Yeah, in
Yep.
between Harbor View and Parsons. And we are curious as to what stage that's in. We saw that there is a permit on the property, zoning permit. So that means something's been planned or sanctioned.
No, so, well, I can tell you what that means. That means they applied for a permit.
They applied for a permit.
Yeah, the DRB meeting is on the 14th of August at 6:30 in this room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and actually, it should be updated by now. There's a bulletin board out there.
Okay,
It should be, because it's 15 days prior, it has to be warned.
okay.
So I think you're
Maybe
gonna see that out there.
15th, I was supposed to be.
That's if we don't handle that stuff, that.
Yeah.
Development review board, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's-
but typically I know when they do like a subdivision or anything like that, the permit sign goes out just to send notice like, hey, there's a potential project that's going.
Okay.
Apply for a permit. Doesn't mean it's been approved,
Okay.
that's in process.
The application will be heard on the 14th of August.
Okay, the application. And is that also the public comment?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Time.
There'll be a public.
You want to
yeah.
come down and do friends meeting?
Yeah, friends,
Well,
neighbors.
It'll be interesting. I don't think they technically have a public comment. It's interested parties status.
So if you're,
Interested party.
if you're an adjacent,
Or you're
Yeah.
adjacent
they
to
may
them.
give you that.
Yeah.
In my understanding too, Nicole, is if you come, it may not be a, yes or no, they allow it, but you give input. And sometimes if there's concerns, right, the developer will or can take those into consideration and try to, we don't want to see that over there. Oh, maybe we'll put pine trees, something like that. I'm just throwing
Right.
out an example,
Right.
but so it is important to be there. And but that's where those projects, as Jonathan's saying, go through first.
They address everything from traffic to.
Oh, okay.
screening.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
It's a process. and-
So they have to be real ready to answer the big questions
Or get the
Sure.
answers.
Or
Yeah.
get the-
or get answers. Okay,
Like if
Yeah,
you-
sometimes
you
there's
have a
gonna be-
question and they don't, haven't considered it, they'll have to come back with the. So yeah, it's a process. It takes a minute.
okay,
I would doubt it would be approved in one night.
okay. So it's not
So yeah,
it's not like pushing ahead right now.
well,
Yeah, I think what you, as Jonathan pointed out, you heard, why haven't I heard about it yet? Because this is the first time it's been made public, right? I mean, it's the first part of the process, so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, the 14th. Yeah, I probably got that wrong.
and they usually have it in the paper and it's posted down.
Yeah, I look at the St. Albans Messenger every week.
Should be in there under, legal in the
Legal.
back.
Yeah.
Okay. A description of the project or
It'll say
just the meeting?
in the meeting, but it will say, so-and-so is trying to get a
Okay,
project approved.
okay. Yeah,
The-
we already know who the developer is.
The agenda is posted in the lobby as you walk out the door tonight.
Right on the wall.
Yeah,
out
okay,
You can just see it, take a photo of it
okay.
where they have it.
Thank you very,
You're
very
welcome.
much, you guys.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you. Thanks.
Jobs on the line.
I don't think we could legally can him for that.
I can be home now.
Yeah, well. I think you're gonna see these meetings are gonna progressively get a little bit longer and longer.
Thank you.
I don't.
Yeah, I was looking at that, my brain goes.
Well, typically, you know, people
That's
go
what
down and talk about raising years and see what everything. But you're
Every
right.
year.
I think so.
That's an
I think
experience
it's fairly
every
new.
time they were. Dealt that 20 years ago, it's just. Here's a.
No, 'cause I went into it for like 20-something years.
You saw the thing.
I never had.
Enter here.
But on the next day when I
Drive
went
through.
to Berman, because I got the number.
I don't think there's anything over on this side. Just right here, I think.
What happened to the goose, Jack?
I mean, the residential.
Probably, that's fine.
Makes sense to me.
No, that's why you have a DRV process.
You know, to me,
I guess. track.
We're just getting into it.
we're just, I don't think we're gonna be moving mountains and bucket. I don't think we're gonna move mountains and the rest of this stuff. It's kind of just. I think we're gonna discuss it. Are you here for the Stonehouse stuff? I don't even know if we're gonna make a decision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah, I think if they're just years, you know. they try to sink it, it's easy to wait for Harvard. I can see it, if they look, I don't know, there's. She looked out the back.
Better let the roof fall in. They can still, maybe. Well, because I can't swear.
That's a.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what they, what the plans.
Yeah.
The Wednesday, right? Wednesday. or
That when it
Thursday.
comes on.
It's usually a couple, 2-3 days after.
Yeah.
See you,
Yeah.
John.
down.
Later, John.
Gonna watch the report.
What's that?
You need a root beer.
No, I had my.
I'm just trying to look at that and just see if there's anything we can really discuss, but I need him to kind of get off of it.
That's the only thing.
I know that's 30
seconds.
seconds. We don't have a long executive session, so.
That's why we get the big bucks.
That's it.
This lowers my dollar per hour though.
You busy tomorrow?
No, I'm going to the gym at 9.
Oh, Ryan said you were busy.
But I'm in pre-op surgery. Well, today I'm scheduled with the doctor that only does average. I was lost faith in the medical profession. So it's rescheduled for September 3rd.
Oh.
But that, I just got that news today, so
That's tough.
at least I didn't drive down there.
Oh, you do imagine?
Pleasantly surprised for you. Didn't have to try to tap there, find out.
Yeah, that they caught it.
So probably I can't do right now. I'll do it. What's your afternoon looking?
I'm around.
I gotta do a couple things right now. Probably between 2 and 3.
Good you didn't come today. They were taking down a bunch of trees on our road.
Well, I heard the chainsaws going, and every time I hear chainsaws, I'm like I don't know what you wanna call it. I'm like, where are those? Jim Benson. Yeah,
Now everybody.
well, it was on Facebook too. That's it was a big.
Yeah, it's That's where.
Yep, they're right on the troops.
Then it'll have to.
It's
go
good
to-
though, they come down to join the process.
Then it'll have to go to act.
It's just one thing I find with that you see on Facebook as a pattern, so people don't. They don't understand the process of things, so they saw that, and they thought that is being built, where do we go protest? They don't really realize the process is it's being proposed. Now is your chance to come down and listen, part of it. Other stuff I see on there about stuff the select board did or didn't do. Property taxes went up, and sometimes to point out that a lot of your education tax that went up, you don't know about the local stuff. It's frustrating.
The education tax is frustrating.
I want to be great nails. Something I wish they could do, but I know they can't because it's really not efficient. I wish it would just be on a separate bill. It's gonna be together and town signals. People misinterpret.
Oh, yeah.
Us.
Oh, deal.
Well,
So do you have to manipulate that or as
See, there's a little,
oh,
it's a mechanical
as it
thing,
gets full, it holds it.
and it'll dump it here in a few minutes, you watch it.
No.
Oh, automatic dumps when it's full. Oh, no shit.
It is, I'm telling you, with 9,000 bales, you didn't touch hardly a one.
Essential.
Wow.
So
It's a lot different when I used to have it.
Fire.
Beverly.
Whoa.
That's 3 times.
Get tired with it.
That was always in the problem.
That's the worst, like, how'd you get
I
up there?
figured it was.
How'd you get up there?
I wasn't this big back then.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You watched his last video.
I think we went up to
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Then he comes along, and picks
A
that
dollar.
dollar up.
Yeah, that's.
Did I show you that last week?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Now, does that come from Europe? Now that is on that? No. Oh, yeah.
Roads.
His name is Kuhn. And how would you do it?
Is that K-U-H-N?
Right, that's his name, he had it on his trip, and he got trouble because they already had.
Sir.
Right, in the past.
Vast majority.
So there's something, European company, French company, not this thing. but
Yeah.
they-
Okay.
So he had
Health insurance.
ordered everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's not addressed in the governor's plan at all.
Get on Facebook and it's. Just reach in there. These should raise the packet. Your health insurance.
We're on Richard Copper's way. Thursday, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's still doing that?
Oh, yeah. 9:30, 10:30. Late.
Well, we should start building right Taylor Park. Try to have a live audience walking by.
For the, for Richard's conference,
It'd be cool.
cool.
Richard Calvin's way on location.
Yeah,
Have a different spots.
he used to come to all of our meetings,
Oh, yeah.
like he was a reporter, like.
Yeah.
Radio, for the radio, man, he used to do a lot of,
He was for the messenger for one.
yeah. He'd come up and interview.
Oh, the messenger's moving out of that building.
Are they really?
Can't move too far, they gotta have a paper, one a week now.
Where are they moving to? Who owns that building? They own the building.
Who's energy?
It's such a cool building, but it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is from the 1800s.
Stored, I mean, with the window shapes, with the arches, it's beautiful.
They tried to program, tell them what they started, preservation won't let you touch it. We tried to put a stair lift for handicapped people in the old town hall years ago, I mean, historic preservation. No, serious. Cause there's, no place to get upstairs, all this off.
Okay.
Are you guys all alone? Is there anyone in the audience?
No, we're all alone.
Just you.
That's all right. I'm just eating my dinner, watching you guys chat.
What are you having tonight?
Eggplant lasagna and salad.
Uh,
It's delicious.
Lasagna, is it like real lasagna?
It's lasagna with no noodles.
Oh, but it got meat in it?
Yeah, ground turkey. It's delicious.
Okay. That's good.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's a doctor.
How far off grid is it? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there's no change.
You see that article in Messenger and so.
So if you. Neighbors,
Just two.
Well, at least you know what to expect.
All right, we good to roll?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, town manager's report, number 8.
Thank you very much. I apologize for that delay. Utilizing municipal government and other municipality, it's a wonderful thing. The first part of my report is St. Albans cell service update decision points. When my first day here, I got an email from Hunter Thompson, state of Vermont. He'd been working with a number of carriers to get cell service here. And the offer made to him at the time from the previous town managers that the town would build a tower roughly 49 feet and backfill the power to it, and that the town would let carriers use it kind of free of charge. He has T-Mobile interested. I'm meeting with him. What I'm trying to clarify with you is the town still interested in paying for a cell tower to provide service? If so, or if they ever were, I just don't have the authority to make that commitment. And I just want to get a policy direction from the board. Do we want to engage and see what
Yeah.
those costs might be? And
Yeah, I just want to know about what the, we're talking about $500 a year.
I
We're
mean,
talking about.
No,
10
so
grand?
my understanding is the tower would probably be a couple $100,000 build. We would, from what I got, Hunter Thompson, he sent in his email, I included in decision points, what he kind of described, what had been described to him. That's the italicized piece, that's him verbatim. So it's under 50 feet, because at 50 feet, you have to go through Act 240 or 248A, which is like Act 250 for telecom. So 49 feet, we don't. Commitment, when he'd start talking to Al Vogel and Sean, because it goes back to Al, is the town would build it because no carrier was coming downhill here to build service. And then we would allow the carrier, they have to put about $100,000 of equipment per carrier on the tower. So that's their economics. We would just provide the tower and the power to it. I don't have the economics behind that. I can get that. Hunter and I are meeting with T-Mobile here on Friday. And I can get to understand those economics better. Hunter was really excited about it because he actually thinks this is a way Vermont can build out cell service, that municipalities make an investment and then they allow the carriers to use it. Typically carriers have to pay rent, but if we were to go at a low cost or something, that it might get cell service down here. So ultimately to me is to update you on that, but also like get a policy direction. Like, are we still committed to paying? Are we willing to pay if the deal looks right? Are we not interested at all? Like, that's kind of what I'm looking for on that piece.
Sean made.
There's no signed contracts.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just,
I don't.
he was trying to recruit like AT&T, Verizon, it was VTEL. VTEL backed out. This would be T-Mobile, so we still wouldn't have service for AT&T or Verizon. I have begun talking to the state and contacts I have at AT&T, because FirstNet is what all of AT&T was awarded FirstNet in Vermont across the country, and that was a post 9/11 emergency system that your volunteer firefighters, police can use. Our firefighters can't even make calls sometimes here. They can't get it dispatched up. And so I was reaching out to the state being like, hey, if this tower does come and T-Mobile joins, where's FirstNet and AT&T? Because there's obviously a benefit to our firefighters, but another carrier down here. So, you know, we're in early preliminary talks there, but I just don't want to spend too much time talking about a cell
Yeah.
tower we may or may not be willing to invest in.
Well, I think we're gonna look at cost, because if they need three-phase power, I think it was like 200,000 to get it to this building. It's right at the 5-way. Yep, three-phase power is. So one, do you need what the power requirement is, and then we have to get a cost for that. And then pretty much just the cost of the tower construction. I mean, I know we talked about putting a tower down here, and I think at some point we just have to, we have to do it. If we got some funds in the LLT to do it, we just gotta do it, like.
And the flip side, Corey, would be good to know too, because I don't know how many people use T-Mobile or whatever, but how many, what area would it serve and potentially?
Yeah,
how
we
many
have those
people?
maps. So basically, because there's a ridge here,
Yep. So
it
it's
catches
this
the
way.
ridge and it heads over the lake. So you
So
get
it's
service
kept
down to
up.
Palm Shore.
Yep.
You'd get service over to like the state parks, you know, Burton Island, that you'd kind of get it across the bay. And it would actually go into Grand Isle a little bit.
So we're talking 20 square miles?
Yeah,
Something
I
like
don't
that?
know the exact distance, but there's a good spread.
But it wouldn't reach over this ridge.
Wouldn't reach over the, it would connect somehow, but the ridge is always, is still our, you need the tower down here.
Yeah.
And the power and the backup and all that piece there. It's, I don't understand the engineering behind it, but that's the, thought process there.
But yeah, I'd love to know, like, if we build it, they will come situation, like
Well,
will AT&T then sign on once it's built or something, because
That's the commitment I'm trying to get to, because we got T-Mobile and AT&T. You know, then you're talking about solving the issue, mostly, not Verizon, but I'm sure AT&T, Verizon have. Originally, when Sean and now started this, VTEL had agreements with all the different carriers, but they wanted us to pay for the $100,000 worth of equipment on there too, and the state was like, no, the town's only gonna theoretically pay for the tower. They're not putting the stuff you make money off of on there. So the town would own the tower. It'd be, the plan was to put it
Right there.
here.
Yeah.
On this property.
You put it
So-
on top of the mountain, you got like a beach.
Yeah, just let's see what the cost of it is, and
Just keep playing along and see what
I
we can
think
get.
so. I think we're all in agreement that we need something. in this.
we need something.
Yeah, I think even just, not just residential use, but you're saying it would provide more public safety as well. You're saying that.
Could,
fire
if we
department-
got FirstNet on, and I did talk to our fire chief, we have weekly department head meetings now, and he said he sometimes struggles to even make, when he's on his walkie-talkie, like calls to dispatch, they miss him sometimes, so FirstNet would help them. The whole point was for rural America, because after 9/11,
Yeah.
telecommunications went down, it was to harden the whole country.
That, that's a definite need.
So just, like I said, I'm not signing anything, I'm just, how much of my time when I'm here pushing do we want, you know, to get, you know, I think it's worthy, but I just wanted to update you and kind of get a policy direction, and you know, we can, as this unfolds, keep you updated and look at costs and what the actual steps might be.
Yep.
Next one is Stonehouse update and decision points. Megan and I met with Laz Skangus. Sean signed an agreement with Laz in May to design an upgrade to the Stonehouse, and then also true up what it cost would be to build a 3,000 roughly square foot building similar to Greg Brown Lodge at Bay Park. Laz did his initial drawings. He called historic preservation at the state. They're being really, really strict about, you know, they won't let him put lights in, you know, he's struggling to be able to do anything
They won't let them do it.
roof the way you'd want, you know, and stuff like that. So he kind of came and met with us and said, where do you want me to go? I don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on a project that can't be done. So there's a couple issues, and then we laid out in the letter. One, septic capacity. We only have enough septic capacity for the 7.
Yep.
I don't know what
So
they're called, John,
fixtures.
fixtures. So you got right now 5 toilets and 2 sinks. We could go 4 sinks and 3 toilets, but you can't add that kitchen without updating septic. Septic becomes, we don't have sewer there. Where can we build a mound potentially? Get that cost in. Laz says we're never gonna be able to use the building. You're never gonna be able to insulate it. You're never gonna be able to put that kitchen in just with historic preservation or an addition. At least the way the state's treating it. I have connections to historic preservation. I haven't called because looking at policy, like we could try to put some pressure there if we needed to try to do some of the building. But ultimately, what I'm looking for is guidance in. So Laz basically laid out a few options. We leave it as is and fix it up, and it's always just gonna be what it is, type bathhouse with 2 bathrooms. You invest in a septic capacity, and you build another building on site and leave this old building.
Yeah.
You tear down most of this building or all of it, as in, ode to the historic piece of the park and build a new building, or you do nothing, and the building will eventually
So,
fall into disrepair and then collapse, and then we can tear it out.
So yeah, when it collapses,
Then you can tear it apart.
then we can tear it down and then we can rebuild it?
You could rebuild it now. He thinks you could get historic preservation to work with us on something if we were to tear it down and build another building.
so what is, tell me about historic, I mean, if you just go ahead and fix it up, what are they gonna do to you?
I mean, they theoretically can do fine. We've been through I think in the past, my prior tenure here, where some things might have gotten done without permits and nothing happens until it happens, and then they come in and kind of
Do what?
slap your hand and fine you. And
All right, so the fine probably less than all the shit they want, stuff they want us to do.
I mean, is there a process, Corey? I mean, what's so frustrating, we've been talking about it for years. I mean, I'm sure the town has way before me. But what's so frustrating is we have a really old building that, rules, historic preservation rules, which I'm sure are, have good intentions, are really tying both hands behind the back, where the choices you're giving us are terrible, right? I mean, when you come down to it, wait for it to fall apart and tear down so we don't have to follow historic preservation rules, or keep it like it is and try to fix the roof and stuff. But that is
put a decent amount of
crazy
money, but
expensive.
not really expand the use of it.
And it's crazy expensive, right? Because it's got to use the same exact stuff. I mean, I just feel like you would think there would be some kind of common sense, like, all right, keep the character of it, but you know what I mean? Update it.
So I know it's public, I don't mean to say this way, but a lot of times, like Laz is having conversations with staff. Staff doesn't always make the true decisions. There's usually someone else to talk to. In my tenure to the legislature, I sat on the institutions committee, which budgets historic preservation. So I built a really good relationship with Laura and them. I'm not saying I could move her at all, but I'm saying maybe there could be a softening of their stance if you want me to make a phone call. I hadn't, because I didn't want to, like, if you guys were like, we don't really want to do this project, like, not use the capital, but if you want me to make a phone call, I'll call Laura and say, hey, Laura, we've got kind of a strict read here. Like, here are the options we were given by our engineer. None of them are good. Like, help us design the least bad one, if you will. And
So, it's money. So the roof leaks. It falls in, because we can't do anything. What do they got now? What do they got then?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
can somebody down there answer that question?
They don't.
they want us to fix it as is.
But I think long term, like, we obviously know we're short on septic capacity. We're short, so if you're short on septic, you're short on water. That's the way it works. So having said that, we kind of need either we're gonna drill a well and put it in a new mound or whatever the.
So the well we build is no.
I don't know.
We have not permitted that well. The staff, I've talked to DPW, that was put in prior unpermitted. The staff is working on the permits, but they've kind of held back a little bit because why go through the rigmarole, this, like, if we weren't gonna add that water into the building, just kill the line that was put in 6 years ago, maybe 4. And then even if we do keep it, we run to this option, we have to treat that water. It hasn't been tested and all that. So we'd have to build some kind of a structure for all the treatment. And would that be in the stone house? Could we get in the stone house? Would it have to be outside the stone house? If sorry, you know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts there. But yes, we think we could get water there, better water there than what was there. We just have to permit the line that we put in the ground.
But even- I know, but even if you do, you're still limited on capacity.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought we were kind of looking at like upgrading the building to be like semi
community center.
round or something, you know? So I think at this point, I think it would be advantageous to wait for water and sewer to come and then
You know, I'm building by then.
that's perfect, because then we want to do with
Yeah.
historic preservation.
Yeah, but when do they back off? When the, now.
I mean, I can make a call to Laura and do an update for the next meeting and just try to be like, hey, this is where we are. And like, honestly, by them not letting us put a new roof on with like a sunlight or is like gonna destroy the building. Like, at the very minimum, my understanding is the building needs at least a roof. It's leaking in there. Yeah, the windows are old. There's some other issues, but at least the roof would keep it drier.
So
But yeah, spending $175,000 on a roof also seems really excessive on taxpayer. It's $1 million for,
It's gotta be a special stone.
wait,
that's a
It's
waste.
got to be done by someone who's. there's only
I'm
one
all
person
in.
who could do
I
it.
want a new building. I want it to have a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
I want it to have nice bathrooms. So
That
I
was
think,
the other thing, we couldn't ever sprinkler this one, so capacity's at like 99. I think he could get it to 106, but at 100, you need to sprinkler it, so it would be maxed out at 99.
I think what we can't really change the building unless we have water and sewer, but
Yeah.
if we're gonna keep the building the same, then we just
So-
keep it.
Well,
Even if we build a new building, we need water and sewer.
yeah,
That's what I.
or just have kind of
we-
capacity.
We can't really move forward unless we have water and sewer based on from what I'm hearing, unless we wanna just replace it. But it needs. That's a lot of money to dump into a building.
Yeah, that's why I wish there was some kind of exemption or
Well,
something.
I think what
Keep
Laz
it
was
with the
hoping to do
character.
was, so those little wings originally were open air.
they didn't have a roof.
So trying to work with historic preservation, pushing them, he said there might be leeway there to go with a cheaper material, like a shingle or something there. That main bathhouse and the two wings would have to be, so like.
Yep.
I think it's worth, before you make a final decision, just let me call Laura and see how much movement there is there, and if we could come to a reasonable solution, and if she's like, you know, if she hems and haws, and, you know, I can report back and you guys can make it, but I think. You know,
We,
I-
we did a
yeah.
project that came through our board. Is it Sandbar?
Yeah.
They had a stone building. I think they knocked it down.
they did.
And at that point, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
why can't we knock ours down?
You probably could knock ours down and build something new.
Would you ask that question?
I will ask that question.
I mean,
And
we
it-
can use the stones for other things around the place.
Or what Laz thought you could do theoretically, because we were just free, you know, thought is you build a new building, you knock the whole stone house except that middle section. And you keep the middle section as just, it never can be insulated, never heated, there wouldn't be any sewer there, but you'd keep
Yeah.
part of it as some homage to what was historically there, and then you build another building. You know, somewhere else that's more advantageous for your view of the whole park.
Yeah.
But that was, he can get creative like that, he thought, if you decide to tear it down. It's just, you can't use the current building. His argument is the current building is about 6,800 square feet. 6,800 square feet is a lot of square footage to renovate, to only ever have 99 people there and 5 toilets and 2 sinks.
Yeah.
That's a very expensive.
We did field over here back, P.E.G or 10, that's not good anymore.
I don't know
Probably would never.
the answer to that.
10 no. Cause they used to pump it when it was a fire.
So I mean, I can get a report. Minash did go down in and clean it and take pictures, and it seemed like an older tank is what
Yeah.
I got for feedback.
Pretty old.
But I don't know the capacity on how it drains, and, you know, I don't have those numbers in front of me.
Pump sewer.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna
mean,
mention
it's
Corey
such a
too.
great location, and like people would rent it out for weddings that live in the area.
could.
So it would benefit the town to do that and have a great space that could make money for the town. And it would pay for making the building
Yeah,
and all the infrastructure. So I don't really want to wait 10 years for sewer.
yeah.
I was gonna mention as a, you know, related piece, especially since it's on the town logo, like, I mean, this is one I wish we could have more community participation, get some thoughts to see what,
Well, it's a-
well, and partially to get information from the public on what they would like, but also just educating them on what's happening and why. Otherwise, again, it's on social media, the town did this and without knowing all the information and facts.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, if we were to tear it down, you'd have some kind of a spike in activity.
Yep.
You know, would be my guess, but I don't know. You know, this might be something, not that I'm a fan of studies and all that, but maybe, you know, you get a committee. I guess it's, where does this fall on your overall priority list at the town? And is it something you want to address in the next year or two, or the next 5 years, and then kind of managing to that?
It fits our whole.
Everybody can take home a piece of the stone house when it
But
gets torn down.
It fits the downtown thing. Stonehouse, I believe, is part of it. But in order to like really make it the downtown, you need water and sewer. So in my eyes, the priority should be the infrastructure.
Mhm.
But if you don't have the infrastructure, it's never gonna change, right?
Yeah, we got to get more bathrooms and to get a kitchen where people can cook and have a year-round access. You do need more capacity.
Yeah, I think it could be a beautiful, turn it into a beautiful spot.
Yeah,
Just-
I agree.
I think we should. Not say, not focus on it, but I think we need to know, is water and sewer possible?
Mhm.
But if we go with that chip program, get on that, and get it started, so it don't take 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, my other fear is just, you know, you always hear about the, whatever it was, in 1960s, or when they knocked down the train shed.
Yeah.
You know, I always fear that, you know, but we knocked this thing down and then 5 years later, I just don't want there to be any regrets. I just want to know what our
Right.
option, but to everyone else's point, I mean, to have a community center there, I think is important, you know?
Okay, so I'll call Laura, kind of get feedback from her, and then update you next meeting on how that goes.
You don't wanna come to a meeting.
I can ask her to.
I,
Or is it
I
like-
don't, I don't think we're at that point
Point
yet,
yet. Okay,
because we don't even know what we're doing, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I can just get more answers from historic
Yeah,
preservation.
just ask her those general
If
questions.
there's any
You
leeway.
know, ask her what, is it better to let it rot and fall in, or?
Oh, I agree. This is more for you to look at, this next item, this project spreadsheet. Some of these are what I've pulled together from various departments over the last couple weeks here. I kind of have them broken down by department, who's the owner of them, where we are in some of them are blank. Ultimately, what I was thinking is maybe next meeting or the meeting after, we'd spend some time on this list and actually prioritize these, add things that are missing from your perspective, delete things you're not interested in having staff pursue. Ultimately, what happens is every Monday at 1:30, I meet with Megan, Matt Mulheron, and Kevin. And my plan is that basically we're going through this list and are we got the next step in it? What do you need for support from me? What's going on? And then my goal is to have this in your packet every meeting, just so you can see this progress in
Can I have
time.
that printed,
Yeah,
just have it, you don't have to
yeah.
have it here, right?
Yep, we'll have them printed.
But
And
I was
it's
gonna
just,
ask Corey, is there a way to have it accessible to us just online? Like,
Yeah,
Is this a Google Doc or something?
yeah,
like
we
that?
can put it on Google Doc. Right now, it's just sitting in an Excel, but yeah, we can put it in a Google Doc. And a lot of it, it'll fill out. To me, work organized, and then you can kind of see the work plan of the whole staff effectively.
Yeah.
And what they're working on and how it's progressing.
Yeah, this is helpful.
There. Audit update, our RFP has been issued. We mailed it. Anna put together a list of 5 firms she got from other town clerks that they use. We emailed it to those 5 firms. We also have it posted. My goal is to get bids back at the end of this month, hire in September, and have them go. One firm has called and asked a number of really good questions and is very interested. Another local firm has told us they aren't interested in bidding. They just don't have the capacity. The current firm we do use, which is also local, is with a partner retiring, is looking to kind of get out of some of the audit work. I talked to Chris Goulet at Peisch, and he kind of just said it's not something they're kind of winding back their municipal auditing. So we'll see. Just so you know, we are 5 audits behind.
Yep.
2 are almost done. we're inviting AM Pike to come in. They've got their final presentation sent to Anna. They've done their financials. They're effectively done. We just have to sign off on them. So I'm gonna have them come present to you in September and we'll sign off. This RFP I issued is for these 3 audits to catch up, the last 2 fiscal, the one we just finished and the 2 prior. I also did it so we could hire them up to the next 3 years. So we're not going out to RF, get them in. They kind of bail us on these 3 and then we keep them for a few years. That's normal municipal practice, 3 to 5 years. This stretches it to 6 technically. Our budget is $17,000. We typically spend about 14 on an audit. I'm just informing you now that I anticipate bids to come in around $45,000 ballpark.
One hour?
That
So
amount.
we have to do 3 audits.
Oh, 3.
We have to do 23, 24, and 25. My guess is that I haven't looked back, but that was part of your rollover funds. So when that comes, we're gonna be over that budget line item. I'm starting to look where we can pull from, but I just want to be transparent about that we aren't paying for 1 audit. We budgeted for 1, but we're paying for 3. But Anna tells me she's ready to go, has all the stuff ready to go. I did ask her kind of what was the breakdown last couple of years, and she said, manager asked her to submit the RFP at times, and she said I shouldn't be hiring the auditor who's auditing my work. Makes perfect sense to me. So that's why we're playing catch up there, but we are underway there. In front of you is the national opioid settlement with Purdue. It's been national news. We signed on as municipal signer. They reached a settlement with the various states. I think you signed on back with Carrie. This is just basically to sign off on a settlement and to draw the funds down to the state of Vermont. I don't know how the state's going to plan to give them out to municipalities, if at all, or if the state's going to use it all for their funding, but either way, it helped draw down more money to the state of Vermont and this fight. So just looking kind of for your permission to either have Jonathan sign it or myself.
So what's no negative to sign it, correct? I mean, I couldn't think
we
of
can't
any-
like wait for a better deal. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I think
So, yeah, it's like if you don't accept it, you're opting out
yeah.
permanently. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, what would come our way?
I don't think anything comes to the town. I think the way they did it is that the states
to
are going to
the
use
state.
it for opiate offset, but the states, we're assigning away our right to the state, is my understanding. I didn't have a lawyer review it, but just my quick review. And the state, I think, pulled in $21 million. Something like that,
Yeah, so then.
statewide. So I don't,
You need a motion for those? Or you're just bringing it up to?
Probably only need a motion if you're gonna allow Corey to sign it. If just Jonathan's gonna sign it, you probably don't need a motion.
Oh, okay. Guess that summarizes that.
that's good there. And then apparently when I was in here last time talking about the next thing on the item is the town hall closing. We were talking about doing a contract with Mitch. His title insurance company, or the title insurance company on the other end, said they couldn't insure that because then there wasn't a guarantee for parking forever and as the signs. So they're looking for an easement. And we would need to rewarn.
No,
Yeah.
by license, not an easement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we went by license, but now we would have to go to an easement because we wanted the license because we wanted to, it's in our right of way.
But anybody that bought it would want the same thing.
Right. And so it became a title issue. The lawyers kind of agreed to the license thing, and then it got kicked back right when we were getting to the closing table. The chief counsel for the title insurance company said, whoa, we're not basically going to insure this parking right. The way we can't do the license. It'd have to be an easement. So
If we do that, Corey, are we still responsible, the town still responsible for it, like paving it?
well, the answer to that, my guess would be no, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Answer off the top
just
of my head.
curious on that, if there's,
I think it'd be in our right of way. So like a lot of people have right of ways in their property. So if we had to get under it, we could, you know what I mean? It's in our right of way. Like the owners could park there and
It's in it right away. It's on the pavement schedule to be paid.
Yeah.
Whether or not that do the whole thing is one thing, because we don't go on private property, but I think those parking spaces aren't entirely on the
Right.
right of way, I think like maybe half, I don't know the number, maybe
Yeah.
they all are, I don't know. but
I could get clarity on that.
Yeah.
Either way, we have to
It's not
rewarn,
like we're gonna have to.
we have to rewarn the closing and the notice to sale because we described a license in our other one. So we can't close for another 30 something days. So I believe we need a motion for that, right?
Yes,
And they rewrote the motion, the notice, which is in here.
We have to read the whole thing. Something last time, let me scroll it.
Is in a permanent easement to the use of 22 parking spaces on the easterly side, west side of Cherry Street. Yeah.
Finish there.
So this one on the last
Yeah.
page is what.
So is this the official warning or do we have to have a separate? Yeah. Did I read that whole thing last time? I don't know if you did. You want me to read the whole thing or?
Want me to read it?
I know I can, but it doesn't matter, whatever.
Yeah, I can read
Well,
it.
why do we gotta read it? Why don't you just post it? What do you gotta read it for?
I don't know.
We can read.
We
it.
have to
just-
post it.
Yeah, can we just make a motion to repost the notice of sale of municipal real estate
With changes as.
with changes?
the easement.
Yeah. As drafted by our attorneys.
Yeah.
Perfect. Amanda made the motion.
Yeah, so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm done with that.
Alright. That's the end of my manager's report. We have a couple other things to discuss in executive session, but.
Okay, having said that. Next select board meeting is Monday, April 18th, and Tuesday, September 2nd, both starting at 6:30.
Maybe there's something about one of them's gotta be moved.
Yeah,
The second, I'm flying to Montana for a wedding.
okay,
I've had someone else come here, but.
You're gonna be back on the third?
so we'll just go Tuesday.
Yeah.
Everybody good with Tuesday? We don't need you.
Yeah. No, I'm just letting you know, you don't need me.
Well, whatever, I mean, it's, if,
Yeah, just send your report ahead of time.
Yeah, I will.
okay. So having said that, would somebody like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss a contractual matter where premature general public knowledge of the subject matter would place the town or persons involved at a substantial disadvantage? Further move to enter into executive session to discuss a contractual matter under the provision Title 1, Section 313A1 of the Vermont statutes and to invite the interim town manager.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
All right. Thanks, Jan. Have a good night.
thank you guys. Have a good night.
Yep.